We are in a crisis, but the crisis that I'm referring to is not the pandemic. We are in a crisis with a lack of knowledge to be self-sufficient. My name is Ty, and my Mastermind Alliance asked me to tell you my story. I explained to them that this was so long ago, and it doesn't seem to be my story anymore. Of course, they changed my mind. This subject is not only my life's work. However, I lived through many crises that led you here today. I was taught various aspects of finances: buy a house, keep the credit score up, use cash for purchases, etc. But this was not enough. What about what happens with a two-family income and there's a divorce? What happens when you are late on your mortgage? What happens when you have a second loan? These are questions that I did not have the answers to. These workshops are all you will need to increase your knowledge. Congratulations, you have stumbled on something that will change your life from this moment forward. First, let me tell you my story. This is real, and I hope it inspires you to become self-sufficient. A few years ago, I found myself living in a hotel room with 2 beds and 5 young children. Homeless and destitute, I was faced with the challenge of keeping an everyday life and transported my children to and from school, childcare, and myself to work on time, covering 3 different cities each day. Successful for years, we entered into a new business venture and obtained a second mortgage on our home. In short, we had 3 mortgages and a new business. Tragically, we quickly went from a 2-income family to only me carrying the load. After 21 years of marriage and a business that was no longer running and not paying for itself, we lost our savings, and I was 5 months pregnant with our 5th child. As a state employee, I did not pay disability income, and therefore I could not collect payment while I was on leave and forced to work until the day he was born. I even drove myself to the hospital with my children while in labor. Going from stability to poverty in a matter of weeks left me with no knowledge of finding help. With several mortgages and other business debt to repay, we quickly fell into deeper trouble. My current income was in the low 30s and a family of 6. I was just above the poverty level and not eligible for any help. With knowledge of only welfare and food stamps, we sustained our family for the 3 months while I was on maternity leave. I sought services from a local lawyer who I found useless with the advice of going bankrupt. I knew there had to be another way. We owned 2 homes and a small business that I could no longer afford to keep. So my first instinct was to sell the property and repay my debt and start over within my current means. After careful calculations and help from a local real estate agent, we undervalued the sales prices on both properties just enough to cover most of the debt. Through this crisis, I learned that credit card companies take reduced payments with a promise that you repay the debt. This amount was less than half by removing the accrued interest and penalties. I also found that if I was willing to refund the face value of my debt, the individuals on the collection side quickly became sympathetic and supportive. This even included the leading mortgage company with the most considerable amount at stake. Keeping an open line of communication, the lenders patiently waited over 8 months to receive their money. Both homes and businesses sold with 2 different cash buyers on the same day. And this was not only a miracle, but this was the result of careful calculations and studying the market, offering the best value and not giving up. Faced with many weeks of living in a hotel room with my 5 children, I felt life closing in with no lighted path or rainbow line cloud. I was homeless and I had no idea how to start over, and I only earned an income just over the poverty level and remaining debt to repay. Fortunately, I was able to stay in the basement of a very close family member for a few weeks during this time. I familiarized myself with all the local agencies and what they had to offer. I used the local thrift stores and researched self-help material from the local library. Returning to work, I quickly discovered agency after agency that I fell through the cracks. According to them, I was not needy and not eligible for assistance. How could this be? We are a family of 6 and the income in the low 30s. Weeks and weeks of searching led me to the grim reality that I could never maintain a dwelling with my income and debt to repay. I decided to research new avenues with my savings. I trained and became a notary signing agent for home loans. I made my savings back and more in my first month. With this extra income, I was able to repay my debt quicker, and I began to restore my credit using a national law firm. My credit score was repaired within 6 months. I trained to become a loan officer and had an independent contract with a local lender. A few months later, I found the opportunity to purchase my own home. Since then, I have increased my knowledge. In 2010, I started a nonprofit agency that helps those in need. We do not give away fish. However, we teach you how to fish. We created elaborate budget programs to teach. We counseled others who were in need and led them to become socially and economically self-sufficient. I am giving back to society all that I have learned with my new methods and abilities. We now help individuals create new quests for success and realizing their business with knowledge and ability to survive after being homeless and poor. With these experiences, I am better equipped to help others succeed and become valuable members of society. Native American Advancement Corp, NAAC, is a nonprofit charitable educational and service-oriented agency based in Bridgeton, New Jersey, Cumberland County. Our purpose is to create opportunities for training, employment, revenue, financial literacy, homeownership, home rehabilitation, maintenance, repair programs for Cumberland, Gloucester, Salem, Atlantic, Cape May counties. NAAC operates from receipts of grants of over $20 million since 2010. Our current operating budget is nearly $3 million for 2021, with additional awards. With the implementation of our programs, we helped clients improve their lives and created living wage employment for NAAC's staff. This endeavor led to our team purchasing their own new homes, creating new businesses, and becoming financially sound, which led to our third 5-year business plan model. We have serviced over 3,000 clients and have over 30,000 potential clients to service. Ideally, the My New Home New Jersey project will be the beginning of an entire community renewal. The long-term benefits of this project will be the creation of more jobs, improvement in community relations, community empowerment, heightened economic status, environmental restoration, and the enhancement of the quality of life in our neighborhood. With that being said, I would like to welcome Annalise Cooper as our first guest. Annalise has purchased her third home and is a licensed cosmetologist and has worked as a real estate agent. She is a valuable member of NAAC and is responsible for most of the advertisement for our nonprofit organization. Annalise is going to give us the fundamentals with a PowerPoint presentation on financial literacy. Thank you, Annalise.